I hate the track. I don't want to race on the track. I was just honestly so scared of it because I had gotten so hurt in my first pro stint. But it wasn't because of the track. It was just because I was training in a way that I don't think was optimal for my body. And I was training with some of the best 1500 5K women like in the country. And I'm just not like, that's not my primary distance or like specialty. And I was just killing myself to like hang in these workouts, you know? So I think with the track, I just associated like injured track, like those two things for Jess go together. And I avoided it for so long. And I remember one of my first track workouts back, I was like, we're going to do one that we love. And I did like 16 to 20 by 400, like not at a crazy pace. And I was like, oh my God, that was so fun. And yeah, it was a lot of baby steps to like work the track back in. But for the marathon, like I don't do a ton of lifting. I do like very basic general strength, type exercises a few days a week, mostly body weight, or like I literally have a set of 8-pound dumbbells at home that I just do like, arm circuit and light core with and stuff like that. But with the track, like getting my body to run literally up to 4 or 5 miles in spikes and workouts has made me so strong from like the small muscles in my feet up to like finally using my glutes again and like not pulling from my back and engaging more of my core. Like these have all been things that I've noticed after getting back on the track and running fast and strong in spikes. So when I started, and George honestly was a huge part of why I've started to think about it this way. So I thought about track workouts as that, like we're going to get so much stronger, like muscularly, and just obviously the track just makes you strong. But then it started translating into like, oh, let's run a 10K and let's try to run a 5K. And then, I synced up with David and he's more of a strength based or more speed based too, like coming at it from both ends of the spectrum, but injects a ton of speed into my training. And it's been so good. Like having a fast, not even fast, but just being a really good solid 10K runner, even a 5K runner, it's like if you can build the base and the strength to get to the last 20 miles feeling okay in a marathon, and it's not going to happen every time, like that's going to come in so much handy at the end of the race. And I felt that like Boston rounding that last corner, I was like, holy crap, like I'm envisioning myself like on a track, like the last 400 meters on a track. I felt so strong. Tokyo was a different story because I was just so tired and my body was like depleted of everything. And I was just like, just get to the finish line. But like every other race, even New York, when I was kind of feeling, it was tough out there, the last 400 meters up that last hill in Central Park, I felt so strong. And I think it's because of the track racing. And I don't put a ton of pressure on myself for races. Like, yes, it's cool to say I've PR'd pretty much in every distance I've run in the last year. But I think it's because I'm going into those races like this is a means to an end. It's going to make me such a good marathoner. And I don't put a ton of pressure on myself for those track races, even though it's nerve wracking, like trying to break the 31-minute barrier in a 10K and trying to get close to that 15 flat mark. But it's just like the cherry on top if that happens. It's not necessarily like do or die, but I think the track is it can be such a bigger tool than you think. And even if racing on the track isn't something that your heart is like screaming for, I think there's ways you can do that in training to get the same stimulus, not same, but close enough. And then who knows, like when you start seeing yourself ripping fast 200s and, like there was a workout up in Flag, I was running straight 29s after like 6 to 7 miles of work on the track. And I have never been able to do that. And I'm 33. So like, if you're listening to this and you're, mid to late 20s and like you can work up to running some really fast, like 150s, 200s, 400s. And it's really fun to run fast. And then you just kind of, that's like the tip of the iceberg and you want a little bit more.